Good afternoon, students. This is Aisha Sultana. Welcome back to the online class sections. So, as you all know, we are taking the analog communication subject. We are dealing with that one. Yesterday in the last class, we have discussed about the modulations. What is communication? What is modulation? What is a block diagram of communication system? Then we have also seen what are different kinds of modulation that we'll be seeing in this subject. So today I'm going to discuss about the amplitude modulation both in time frequency, time domain and frequency domain. Next we will be seeing very important thing, that is your modulation index. So let's begin to the class. What you are having in this one? The first one is amplitude modulation. Let's just quickly revise what is meant by amplitude modulation. I hope everyone remember what is meant by amplitude modulation, or define amplitude modulation is nothing but the method of varying your amplitude or the higher amplitude of an higher frequency, nothing but your carrier signal, in accordance with your lower frequency signal, or that is a message signal. Means you are varying the amplitude of your carrier signal in accordance with your message signal. So only amplitude should be varying, whether that other two things, that are your frequency and the phase of the carrier, should be unchanged. Means they should be same, there should be constant. So this was a definition of your amplitude modulation. So we'll see how this actually amplitude modulation works. What is your how message signal will be appeared, and what is your carrier signal, what is the amplitude, how you'll measure the amplitude in terms of volts. Good, right? So we'll see, this is the message signal what I am giving. You are varying the message signal, you are varying the amplitude signal, amplitude of your carrier signal in accordance with your message signal. So your frequency, the time period should be unchanged. So here the amplitude of your message signal, this is your baseband signal, means unmodulated signal. Modulation means you have to vary the signal, means you have to superimpose some higher frequency component or higher frequency signal to your message signal. Here you are not doing in that one. That is your normal message signal, correct? So this is your message signal which is superimposed, this your carrier signal is superimposed on your message signal. This is your higher frequency signal. So this is the message signal and it is a carrier signal. When these both are modulated, then this is the output signal where you are getting with this. This is your amplitude modulated wave. Here this is the frequency of your carrier, and this is unchanged, and it is the amplitude. The amplitude of your carrier signal is varied in accordance with your message signal. I hope you are clear with this figure. The amplitude of your carrier, see carrier here, amplitude of your carrier is constant. You are varying only the amplitude of the carrier. So the amplitude of the carrier signal is varied in accordance with your message signal. So this is your maximum amplitude, here you are shown, and here we are having the minimum amplitude. And this part, the whole, you are seeing, no, this whole is called as your envelope, the envelope of your wave. This is whole you are called, is showing like an envelope, no ma? So this is called your envelope. So in terms of time and amplitude graph, we are checking all this, and you are having here AC and AM. AC is nothing but amplitude of your carrier, and AM is your amplitude of your message signal. So this is the amplitude modulated wave what we have seen. Clear? Now I'll tell the mathematical derivation of your amplitude modulated signal in terms of both the time domain as well as in frequency domain. See the carrier signal C of t, I am giving it over here. Everyone should practice this one. The carrier wave C of t is given as AC cos 2 pi FCT. This FC is nothing but frequency of your carrier signal, and the modulating signal or the message signal M of t, that is given as AC cos 2 pi FM of t, where FM is the modulating frequency or the frequency of your message signal. See, I have given over here clear. AC is the amplitude of the carrier wave, and FC is the frequency of the carrier wave. Similarly, AM is the amplitude of your message signal, and FM is the frequency of the carrier signal. Now we will see the time domain representation of your AM wave, that is amplitude modulated wave. What is meant by time domain? Why we say time domain and frequency domain? See, the time domain shows how a signal changes over a time, over a particular, suppose I am saying in 1 hour, or 2 hours. In that whole particular time, we'll see how the signal will be changed. That is the how we'll see time domain. But whereas in frequency domain, what it shows, the graph actually shows that for every frequency band over a range of frequencies or a band of frequency, for every particular frequency, how your message signal is changed, how the carrier has been superimposed, how the amplitude or phase or frequency, how they will be changing. So how for a particular frequency, for every frequency range. So we are seeing time domain means directly in over a particular period of time how your signal will be changed, that we will be seeing. But in frequency domain, in a overall frequency domain, it shows how much of signal lies within each frequency or each frequency band in each frequency ranges. Though the spectrum of the frequency components all in that one are known as your frequency domain, and that is given as a representation of that particular signal. So the spectrum of your frequency components in this frequency domain will be seen. So here the time domain representation of your AM wave is given as Sm of t. See this Sm of t, why I am giving as it is modulated signal, means I have modulated. Modulated means I have combined both analog carrier signal as well as your message signal. So Sm of t is equals to AC of 1 plus Ka m of t into cos 2 pi fct, and this AC is nothing but your carrier signal, and Ka, there is the constant, I'll tell you what is that. Then m of t is your message signal into cos 2 pi fct. So you are superimposed, means you have modulated your carrier signal and your message signal. See both we have got here, correct? And the envelope, I have said no, what is envelope? This whole particular part, this part is called as your envelope, and that envelope of your modulated amplitude modulated carrier wave is given as E of t is equals to this whole part, AC of 1 plus Ka into m of t, where Ka is constant and it is called as amplitude sensitivity. Whatever the amplitude sensitivity will be present in that one, that is given by your Ka, and that is constant. And the envelope is given as E of t is equals to AC of 1 plus Ka into m of t. I think you are clear with the time domain. Okay, this is all. Why we are saying this formula particularly? It means complete whole your form in whole complete time period your amplitude modulated wave can be represented by using this formula. Now we will go for the frequency domain representation. What we have said, we will see for every message spectrum, means in this band of frequencies how it will be changing, how modulation will be done. I have taken a particular band, W minus omega to plus omega. It is a particular message spectrum where you will be having all frequency components, higher, lower, all frequency components in that particular spectrum. For every frequency range, how your carrier signal is modulated we will be seeing. So this is your frequency domain representation of your AM signal. Suppose if the message signal m of t has an amplitude spectrum, this whole is given as m of f. This is the amplitude of your message spectrum. Okay, so I am giving it as m of f as to show in the frequency domain representation. And to know this one or to have this frequency domain representation, we are applying this Fourier transform to the time domain representation. What was the formula for the time domain representation? Sam of t. There we are seeing Sam of t is equals to AC of 1 plus Ka in m of t of cos 2 pi fct. That was of t I am saying because it is time domain representation. In frequency domain representation I am giving it as Sam of f, that is given as AC 1 plus Ka into m of t of cos 2 pi fct. Okay, now what we have to do, we are applying the Fourier transform to this whole modulated wave, modulated carrier or the modulated wave. So what here I am applying over a Fourier transform. So f of Sam of f, that is equals to f of, I am multiplying each and every terminology. See AC, first AC into 1 AC into cos 2 pi fct. So what I will get, AC cos 2 pi fct plus then AC Ka m of t into cos 2 pi fct. So I am individually separately I am multiplying first, then I will be applying a Fourier transform. So you all know that Fourier transform of cos 2 pi fct is equals to half of delta of f minus fc, means your frequency, total frequency minus your carrier frequency. Similarly delta of f plus fc. So this is your Fourier transformation of your cos 2 pi fc t. So when I am multiplying with the constant m message signal, then I will getting this half m into f minus fc plus m into f plus fc. If you are having any doubt in this at that particular steps, please text me or please write in the comment box. Okay, so I am giving this as equation 2, where I am applying the Fourier transform. Then I am separately I am giving us the equation 3 and 4. Now I am substituting these equations, separate formulas in 3 and 4 in the equation 2. So as I am substituting this one, I will be getting the formula of AC by 2. I am taking the common term AC by 2 delta of f minus fc plus delta of f plus fc, because I am having two frequency ranges. One is the total frequency of your carrier plus a total frequency, then I am substituting subtracting my carrier so as to see how much modulated signal is there. Then I am having the second part AC Ka by 2. This is the constant term. Again I will be getting m of f minus fc plus m of f plus fc. So that initially what we have seen, this is the frequency spectrum, right? So this is the frequency message spectrum and the amplitude is given as m of f. Now to this one we will be having two bands separately. Okay, here we will be getting the two bands. This is your origin, this is carrier at the positive side and this is at the negative side. Usually we will be getting at the positive side, but for your consideration there should be every time a backup. We will also see the negative side of your carrier signal also. So if you see this spectrum for your carrier signal, you are having fc and at amplitude of af. So I am giving this amplitude values of AC by 2, this amplitude values, and this is AC Ka by 2. This is in the envelope, this is out of the envelope. It means like that. Okay, so AC is AC plus omega and AC minus fc minus f omega. What is actually omega? This is nothing but higher frequency component of your message signal. This higher frequency means the maximum frequency of your message signal. So what you are doing sorry, so what we are doing over here, this is your fc, means your carrier frequency. At the upper side band you are having carrier frequency plus your higher frequency component. Here you are having carrier frequency minus your lower frequency component. But we need actually, when a modulated signal is there, it should be having in the bandwidth itself. So if we consider the bandwidth here, I have not given here, I will give in the next slide. The bandwidth of this message signal will be is equals to higher frequency component minus lower frequency component. What is the higher frequency component? Fc plus omega minus your lower frequency component, what will be having? Fc minus omega. So if you cancel this both at a time, so lastly we will be getting bandwidth is equals to 2 omega, means 2 times of your higher frequency component. Higher frequency component of the message signal means the maximum frequency of your message signal. So it is doubling your, when you are modulating this message signal in terms of amplitude modulation. So what happens, your frequency will be doubled. So if maximum spectrum is doubled, then there is a loss of your signal, over modulation will be done. So if they, so this is the drawback of your amplitude modulation signal, that your bandwidth is doubled. So bandwidth BW, so your bandwidth is equals to 2 omega, that is 2 times of your higher frequency component of your message signal. So that is the drawback, that you will be losing your message signal. And one more drawback of your what we will say amplitude modulation is that noise reception. What it is, it means here, whenever you are having doubling the frequency of your message signal, if spectrum has been doubled, so extra noise or a random complete noise, extra noise will be added. So that is one of the drawback of your what we will say amplitude modulation. And it one more drawback, if you are having this poor audio quality, means whenever you are doubling, obviously your noise will be added. Distortion is some light distortion, means there is some disturbances in your message signal. But noise, yesterday we have discussed, noise is completely unwanted random signal that will be added. Why we are complete unwanted random signal is been added? Because your frequency has been doubled. Your modulating frequency omega, that has been completely doubled. So your as spectrum has been increased, so there will be unwanted noise, unwanted message noise signals that will be added to your modulated signal. So that's the reason you will be having a noise reception in this one. that is a drawback. And the second one is you will be having a poor audio quality, because as noise been added, your actual message signal that can't be received properly by your receiver, and you will be having lower efficiency also, because the power you are using, the use of your amplitude modulated waves, that is completely wasted in your sidebands. Actually we need this particular of sideband, then most of the power will be wasted in other sidebands. What we actually need, only one sideband where your message can be properly moved. This, if this sideband is used, then message signal or noise signal will be occupying this one, so that power will be doubled. So that's the reason it is having low efficiency also. So that was about your amplitude modulation in terms of time domain and frequency domain. I hope it is very clear to people. Listen carefully the video. In case if you are having any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. Next topic we are moving, that is your modulation index. That is very important, modulation index. Now can anyone tell any idea about the modulation index? Modulation index is nothing but the depth of the modulation. See, what actually modulation index, a formula or a definition means, how much more signal has been modulated. Actually, in other words, if I consider the important consideration in your amplitude modulation is to describe the depth of the modulation, means how much your message signal or the carrier signal has been modulated, means how much your carrier signal has been changed. You know the carrier signal is constant. First I consider amplitude of 2. After that you are doing the modulation. To which extent it has been modulated, you have to know that one also. So as to know the depth of the modulation, we are using this modulation index, and it is giving us mu. I'll show in the other classes when I'll give the notes. So as to know the depth of the modulation, we are using this modulation index. So that is defined as the extent to which the amplitude of the carrier is changed by a signal, then that is called as your modulation index. Or as in other terms you can also call as maximum deviation from the unmodulated carrier amplitude, means your maximum changes from your unmodulated carrier amplitude is defined as modulation index, and that is given as Ka into m of t, delta of Ka into m of t. That you have seen, no, Ka into m of t, that is nothing but your modulation index. See this modulation index here I have given. In modulation index is defined as the ratio, it is also called as the ratio of amplitudes of, by formula you will give the ratio of amplitudes of modulation signal to the carrier signal. Here m is equals to modulation signal amplitude divided by carrier signal amplitude. This gives you a modulation index, and in terms of percentage you will given as Em by Ec into 100. And this modulation index formula can also be given in terms of Vmax. Vmax is nothing but amplitude. Maximum amplitude minus minimum amplitude divided by maximum amplitude plus minimum amplitude into 100 for getting the percentage of your modulation index. Actually this Em is given as this one, that is maximum amplitude minus minimum amplitude divided by maximum amplitude plus minimum amplitude. In terms of percentage you can multiply it with 100. Okay, here the effects of modulation index on the modulated signal is categorized, or they are degreed into 3 types. First one is your under modulation, second you will be having your critical modulation, and third you are having the over modulation. We will see each one by one. First we will see modulation signal. You have seen, correct, how your modulated signal will be there. This is the first one, under modulation. What is this under modulation? In this case, if the modulation index is less than 1, means the modulated voltage or the amplitude of your message signal is less than the carrier signal amplitude, then this kind of modulation index is called as under modulation, or this kind of modulation is called as under modulation. In this, what actually is happening, the modulation is less than unity, so the envelope of your amplitude modulated signal does not reach the 0 amplitude. So it does not, here we are having the 0 amplitude. See, envelope exactly same as your modulating signal, means the envelope what you are having here is same as your message signal. So there is no loss of the signal. So your modulated signal means the carrier The carrier is here inside your envelope itself, so there is no loss of your message signal, there is no loss of any information, or there is no loss of data which the information source has been given, right? So hence the message signal is fully preserved in the envelope of the AM wave and can be recovered easily by the envelope detector without any distortion at the receiver side. This envelope detector will be present at the receiver side and that will receive your message signal in this envelope only without any distortions. So this is under modulation, which means your modulation value is less than 1, means the amplitude AM is less than your amplitude of your carrier signal. So this is the first kind of your modulation index, that is your under modulation. Clear everyone? An envelope detector can recover your message signal without any distortions. Okay, remember this in your mind. Okay, then next one you are having, second thing is critical modulation. Now see what is meant by critical modulation. This means your modulation is 70% done, 70 or 80%, or I'll say it as 50% done. Your modulation is 50% done. In this critical modulation, your modulation index is 100%, means 100% you have modulated your wave. 100% carrier has taken your message signal. Okay, in this kind of modulation, the modulation index mu is equals to 1, means the amplitude of your carrier and the amplitude of your message signal or the modulating signal will be same. There is no extra signals or not less than. And under modulation, what we have seen, there is amplitude of your message signal will be less than your amplitude of the carrier, but there is no loss of data. But in this one, what you are having, the amplitude of your message signal is preserved in the envelope itself, and the AM wave can be easily, means your amplitude modulated wave can be easily detected or recovered by envelope detector without any distortions at the receiver side. So here the message signal remains preserved in your envelope itself. So this kind of modulation is called as your critical modulation, and the envelope of the modulated signal just reaches the zero amplitude axis. See, zero amplitude axis means this one. So here in under modulation, it is not reaching the zero amplitude axis. It just reaches, it does not overcome, but it just reaches the zero amplitude axis, but there is no loss of data. Okay, there is no loss of your message signal, and this message signal is completely preserved, and this carrier signal is completely preserved in the envelope. So this is very good kind of modulation, and critical modulation is where your mu value is equals to 1, means both amplitude of your message signal as well as the carrier signal will be same. Now let's go to the third one, that is called as your over modulation. In this over modulation, that means in this modulation index is greater than unity or greater than 1. Here the amplitude of your message signal will be greater than that of amplitude of the carrier signal. As the amplitude of this signal is happening, what happens? It overcomes the zero amplitude axis. So due to this, a small portion of the envelope here, the small portion of the envelope of the modulated signal will be clipped here. So due to this clipping or cancelling, here your envelope will be cancelled or clipped. Due to this clipping, what happens? A distortion will be occurred and your message signal will be lost. Okay, the envelope of your message signal will not be the same, it will be changed. So when you are having this, the information may be lost, and this due to this one, a small portion of the modulated signal clips or clipped out or cancelled, and the envelope of the message signal will not be same, and there will be distortion will be occurring, and this kind of distortion is called as envelope distortion. Okay, this whole envelope is getting distorted, so this kind of distortion is called as your envelope distortion. So it is advisable to avoid over modulation. Okay, otherwise original signal without distortion cannot be obtained or cannot be recovered at the receiver side by using an envelope detector. So that's the reason we mostly use critical modulation or under modulation, but not over modulation, because there may be loss of data in your modulation. Okay, whatever the message you have given, that may be lost. So this is how your modulation. If there is no kind of modulation, then if suppose modulation index is 0, means the same message carrier signal will be given. Okay, there is no change if modulation there is, if m is equals to 0 or mu is equals to 0 means there is no modulation has been taken place. So normal your message signal without any carrier signal, the normal message signal will be given to the receiver. So there are three kinds of modulation index. First one is under modulation, where mu is less than 1. Okay, and the amplitude of your modulating signal will be less than the amplitude of your carrier signal. In this one also, your message signal can be easily recovered at the receiver side by using envelope detector, and your message signal is truly preserved in the envelope itself. Whereas in the critical modulation, it will be mu is equals to 1, where the both amplitude of your message as well as the carrier will be same. Here also envelope is preserved, your message signal is preserved in the envelope, and it can be easily recovered by using envelope detector at the receiver side without any distortions. But in the over modulation, if you do over more, then it gets trashed, it completely destroys. So if you are doing over modulation, so when mu is greater than 1, it means your message signal amplitude is greater than your carrier signal. So what happens at that time, your message signal or the modulated signal gets clipped out or cancelled. So there is some distortions, means distortions will be occurring, or your information will be lost, and that cannot be easily recovered by envelope detector at the receiver side. And the kind of distortion that will be occurring here is called as envelope distortion. It is clipped out here, I have written, but it is clipped out. So this kind of distortion is called as envelope distortion, and so it is very advisable to avoid over modulation. So I hope it is very clear to you people what is amplitude modulation in terms of time domain and frequency domain. What is modulation index? Modulation index is nothing but the depth of the modulation, how much modulation you have done. Correct. So we have seen under modulation, over modulation, critical modulation. So how much modulation you are doing to your carrier signal. So I hope you are very clear with this the topic modulation index. In next class we will be seeing other DSP, SC and BSP signals as to overcome amplitude modulation. What are the drawbacks we had in amplitude modulation that can be overcome by using a double sideband suppressed modulation, and then again we will be seeing suppressed sidebands. So if there are any doubts, please students let me know, and be safe at home. For today's class will end up to here. Thank you.